The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Buick GMC, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, and the resale division, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Penfield, Fairport, Canandaigua, Ontario, and Palmyra, and online at visionauto.com. Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us to the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County, and we begin with our Honor Roll of High School Teams, brought to you by Salino and Barnes. The Honor Roll of High School Teams is brought to you by Salino and Barnes.
Salino and Barnes, injury attorneys, call 888-8888.
Don't wait, call or text 8.
Here's our Honor Roll of High School Teams. At number 3, Victor Girls Volleyball, off to a 3-0 start. Emily Weed had 45 assists and a 5-set win over Fairport. The Blue Devils lost the first 2 sets of that match. At number 2, Grace Athena Boys Soccer won the big matchup with Pittsford Mendon 5-1. Ryan Lindemann had a foot in all 5 goals, scoring 2 and assisting on 3. And at number 1, Fairport Girls Soccer, the first of 5 wins this year. Shanae Sargent had 5 goals and wins over Rush Henrietta, Victor, and Churchville. Which brings us to our team of the week. And for that, we check in with the Little City Soccer Powerhouse. These are tough times for city athletic programs. The powerhouse large school teams are a thing of the past. What's left in the wake are smaller teams seeking traction, one of which is the World of Inquiry boys soccer team, which has found a lot more than mere traction. The Griffins are working on a three-peat. They own back-to-back Section 5 Class C1 championships, and 2 years ago were state championship game finalists. Pretty heady stuff when you consider that City Soccer had not produced a sectional champion in 40 years.
That core group of players that came up together and the success we've had is breeding interest amongst the younger talent coming up in the district. So I think the word is out that this program has had some success, and there are students who are looking to come to be a part of that.
So if you're a city soccer player, this is where you want to come to play, presumably?
For many of them, that's true. There are other programs that are on the rise. I think city soccer in general is kind of on the rise. I think there'll be a few good teams from the city this year.
Second-year coach Rich Poffler inherited a state finalist and continues the tradition his predecessor Dion Rogers built here. The team itself and the school sell themselves.
I decided I wanted to be at World of Inquiry because not only do they have a great soccer team, but they actually have a great learning program. I love the way they teach at the school, and I love the teachers and staff.
What's it like playing soccer for this team?
Well, playing soccer for this team is really amazing. I really love it, how we all work together, play together as a team. I love being with the boys just as usual. We play together, we love playing, it's just fun.
World of Inquiry has something the other up-and-coming soccer programs don't. Junior Toi Hakazamiana.
Soccer is a beautiful game, you know. To me, when I'm about to play a big game or a big match, I just lock in and, you know, I'm not talking to nobody. I'm, you know, just ignoring everybody, you know, because I want to be locked in and, you know, play the game that I usually play.
How good can you be, do you think? I mean, do you spend any time thinking about what your future in this game might be?
No, I just play at the moment, you know, and then, you know, let the future, you know, be the future. You know, I create the future at the moment, you know. It's just things that you do now affects the future. So for me to say I'm going to be a great soccer player, you know, if I'm not doing nothing, it's really not going to help, you know, me being a good soccer player.
Not merely good, Hakazamiana has a chance to become the area's best.
Yes, he does. He's that talented. He, at times, does some things that we just, again, we don't coach, and we're just amazed to see ourselves. He's a good quality player.
So he's a remarkable player. He knows how to get the job done if you feed him a ball, you know. It's been a long time since me and I have known each other, and, you know, I guess we have that kind of chemistry, not just me and him, but like a lot of other players on the team, to know if you see him and he's open, just give it to him, he's going to go.
There are just 2 seniors on the team, so World of Inquiry will remain a sectional threat that seems to play and thrive for all the right reasons.
I play soccer because it's fun, you know. I enjoy just being around a soccer ball on the field, you know. And also, I grew up with a bunch of these kids, so, you know, it's a way for me to keep in contact with them, even though we're not always together.
This team is really, you know, amazing. You know, we all a family. We usually say a family after everything, you know, because we is a family. We are true to the word family.
When we return, Dave Urbanski of Webster Schrader Soccer joins us in the Dunkin' Donuts Coach's Corner and dealing with the fall talent crunch in Webster when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Golden outside or fluffy inside, deep pockets or delicious ridges, tasty egg or savory bacon. Experience Dunkin's new Belgian waffle breakfast sandwich. It's not this or that, it's all of it. America runs on Dunkin'. Welcome to the Dunkin' Donuts Coach's Corner, and it's our pleasure to be joined by Dave Urbanski, the coach of the boys soccer team at Webster Schrader. Dave, tough task over the last 10 years, virtually your tenure. You've helped turn this school from a football powerhouse into a place now that's better known for soccer. How do you do that?
A lot of time, a lot of hard work by the boys and the coaches in the program. A lot of it is getting the kids to buy into a philosophy that we can be successful as well, just like the boys' football program, that we can have multiple successful programs.
Can you have both? It seems like there's very few schools that can pull off that trick.
You can, but I agree, it's difficult. So it seems that it goes in some cycles, like the football team's doing well, soccer team's not, and vice versa.
So what was the dynamic actually like? You come here, it's, state football power. Webster Schrader is just awesome at football, and soccer's an afterthought, and it can be argued it's maybe the other way around now. That's definitely was a challenge when I came in here. I was so happy that the football team was so successful, and the coaches there helped me try to build my program too. So they worked with me, but it was changing the mindset of the players. A lot of the players just didn't think that they had it within themselves. So it was just getting them to believe and teaching them the right skills and the right techniques and telling them that in time what they are doing is going to build a successful program. It sounds easier than it must be.
It was a challenge. I mean, I think it took 6-7 years before we had an even 500 record. But it was getting the kids to buy in, trusting the coaches. They put in the work each and every single day. And we started seeing the results in the end. It started to filter up from bottom up, and that was nice to see with the coaches that I have in the modified and freshman programs.
And this year it gets a little more complicated from you. You've got, as you were telling me, a 14-month-old son who is in the mix now.
Yeah, it's for the last so many years of my life, obviously soccer was a major priority, and it still is. It just, you have different priorities now, and I have a kid at home and finding time to go out and scout or spending the extra hour at home to practice. It's more like trying to rock my kid to sleep.
Yeah. Is it too much, or has it gotten to the point where they kind of complement each other at all?
There's days that they complement, and a kid comes out to the game with the wife and things just flow right, but there's other days that one can get in another's way. It can be very challenging as a coach.
As far as your team this year, what do you think you have?
We have a lot of seniors, a lot of kids that have fed off the success of the program for the last so many years. So that confidence is there. I think that the boys are hungry, they're determined, they have self-belief. And that self-belief goes a long way in keeping the program successful.
Very good. Well, thank you very much. It's been our pleasure to be joined this week on the Dunkin' Donuts Coach's Corner by Dave Urbanski of the Webster Schrader boys soccer team. Coming up, we salute our Wegmans Making the Grade nominee with Kim Burnson, and later, how to field a field hockey team. And the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field.
For this week's Making the Grade, we look to Pittsford-Mendon, where senior Jordan Penkitis is standing out. It's not only her grades that make her a great role model for her peers. Jordan carried an average of 94% throughout all her classes in her junior year, which she'll look to continue as she begins her final year of high school. Besides being a standout in the classroom, Jordan also shines on the field hockey field. She's become a leader to her teammates after helping them to the Section 5 semifinals last season and carried a total of 9 goals and 6 assists in the stats book. As a junior, she not only earned a place on the All-Greater Rochester list, but she was named First Team All-County, All-State, and Division II Co-Player of the Year. It's her drive to be successful both in the classroom and on the field that have earned Pittsford-Mendon's Jordan Penkitis this week's Making the Grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Bill with the Fidelis Care Section 5 calendar.
Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages at all stages of life. Quality health coverage. That's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org. Here are the best of the games this week. On Monday, it's field hockey. Webster Thomas plays at Pittsford-Mendon at 4:30. Girls volleyball, the feature on Wednesday, Victor at Penfield at 6 o'clock. The football game of the week comes on Saturday afternoon. Fairport plays at Rush Henrietta. Also Saturday, the big girls soccer game of the week is in the morning. Penfield plays at Mercy at 11. And finally, a boys volleyball tournament in Webster Saturday brings together, among others, Spencerport, Penfield, and Fairport. That's our Fidelis Care calendar for the week ahead. Which brings us to our weekly countdown of the Jim Dalberth Sporting Goods Top 5 High School Football Plays of the Week. Jim Dalberth Sporting Goods is proud to support student athletes who work hard on the field, in the classroom, and in their communities. Jim Dalberth Sporting Goods. Shoes, sports, service. Here are the high school football plays of Week 2, presented in cooperation with Varsity Media. At number 5, Brockport at Eastridge, the Devils in the white, pump fake, and a floater, Ashton Scott to Raphael O'Day. Good for 28 yards and a touchdown. Number 4 in the Saturday afternoon sunshine, it's Athena at Olympia, the Trojans in the white. Davon Granison rolls right, throws right to Kenny Speed. And that is good for a touchdown. Thank you, Mr. Referee. And number 3, Rush Henrietta is at Penfield. The Comets are in the white. Nice, safe kickoff, right? Nobody gets to return this one except that everyone on the Penfield side misses Mecca McCullough, who somehow goes 60 yards for a Rush Henrietta touchdown. Number 2, we have Edison playing at leadership. It's the Inventors in the white. Ray Alfonso Pras to Felipe Carter for 46 yards. It's a roll left, throw left, twice tipped, just the way you draw it up. And at number 1, Spencerport's Greece Arcadia, the Rangers in the white. Joey Carroll to Alton Jones, good for 24 yards and what turned out to be a late game-winning touchdown. Look at it again as Jones makes a one-handed catch. Nice job, kid. Our Jim Dalberth High School Play of the Week. Field hockey, surviving in a crowded field when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Our honor roll of high school athletes is brought to you by the Injury-Free Coalition for Kids. The Injury-Free Coalition for Kids of Rochester and the Smart Teen Driving Program. funded by the Allstate Foundation, encourages teens to pay attention, not get distracted, and to drive safely. Here's our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3, Vanessa Fulmore, an Aquinas golfer participating on the Mercy team. Vanessa medaled in a match against Fairport. Mercy is 4-1. Number 2, Sarah DiGaetano of Churchville Chi-Li's swim team. Sarah broke the Saints school record off the diving board. And at number 1, Kyle Napier, Hilton football. Kyle scored 4 touchdowns against Webster Thomas, one on a 60-yard run, another on an 88-yard kick return. And now Sticky Lips Barbecue presents our Athlete of the Week. Is your school looking to raise money? Sticky Lips Barbecue has you covered. Check out our community barbecue fundraisers. Sticky Lips quality is an easy sell. Visit stickylips.com for more details. Grace Bilo was a cheerleader prior to becoming one of the area's top field hockey players in the Fall Talent Crunch. If you're a high school-aged girl and you want to play a fall sport, you have options. Many, many options. The autumn is the season of girls' high school soccer, volleyball, cross-country, swimming, golf, cheerleading, and field hockey. All those teams need athletes. Some steal from the others to get them. Field hockey, which might otherwise have become an athletic casualty, has one advantage. In middle school, during the developmental years, field hockey is offered in the spring, and the successful high school varsity coaches coach both.
I start probably the first couple of weeks of modified going, okay, and that one I got to get. Because if I don't pick them up as 8th graders, they'll go do another sport, and then I'll lose them as 9th graders. So you got to be creative.
One such convert was Grace Bilo, who is one of the area's top field hockey players now. Coach tells me you were a cheerleader once. What put you into field hockey instead?
I went to one of my sister's games, and I just kind of said, I'll just try that, and I just fell in love with it after that.
Yeah, it's different having a sister in it, and she was pretty outstanding, wasn't she?
She was really good.
To be fair, the conversion to field hockey was always in the cards for Grace. Her older sister, Allie, was a star in the sport at Thomas, and now starts at SUNY Oneonta as a sophomore. Her dad, Chris, is an assistant coach at Webster Thomas. A 2-time All-Grade of Rochester, she has 31 goals over her past 2 years, including the game winner in the sectional finals 2 seasons ago.
If you're a fast runner, I think that you have more opportunities because you can beat everyone around with your skill work too. So it just all comes together, really.
Right. You got to 20 goals 2 years ago. 11 is nothing to sneeze at, but it was a come down for you. Was that something tough to get used to?
At first, it was really hard considering it was a whole new team, but really we all worked together and we all helped each other out. So they really helped me with get my 11 goals, just like I got my 20 2 years ago.
Field hockey, while a bit of a niche sport, is very competitive. 5 different teams have claimed sectional titles over the past 4 years in the 2 classes. This is what Title IX was all about, providing opportunity for girls to play competitive sports. And in the fall especially, in these parts, it's good to be a girl. How's sports fit into your life as a senior here in Webster?
It's helped a lot. It's a good stress reliever. I can definitely come to it if I'm like stressed about school or something. Like even going for a run, it just helps me.
Hold on. I know Schroeder's a mental game with us, but we survived it, and we did well. So got to get ready for Gates tomorrow. Yeah. Make our record 3-1-1. Okay. That's the goal. Hopefully the rain will hold up and we'll be able to play it. So ready? Titans on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Grace opened her season with a hat trick against Hilton. The Titans start the season off 3-1. We'd like to thank our sponsors,
especially the 11 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible.
As do you. Thanks once again for watching, and we'll see you next week with the Vision High School Sports Beat.